Clark showed up today at the Nike WHQ. Don't know exactly what that is, to be honest. The Nike worldwide headquarters. Okay, that makes more sense. But she has showed up to the Nike worldwide headquarters, and obviously this is one of those, like, she is the massive guest. They're all there.
Caitlin Clark didn't just visit Nike's world headquarters in Oregon, she stopped it in its tracks. Employees lined the hallways, phones raised, applause filling the building as if a living legend had arrived. This kind of reception isn't typical for a second-year WNBA player. It's the level of reverence usually reserved for icons like LeBron James or Serena Williams, and the timing of it all points to a very deliberate reason behind the moment.
Caitlin at the Nike WHQ, her arrival. Obviously, when it's Caitlin Clark, they're all clapping her. It's muted right now on your screen, so like, it is what it is. And obviously promo material shown and given out. So this is the annoying thing about this is why is everything about this talking about worldwide? You can't get anything Caitlin Clark related outside states. Can't get anything Caitlin Clark related.
Just look at the reaction to her signature logo reveal. It was treated like a full-scale Nike product launch. At first glance, some in the basketball world questioned the design, saying it felt more like a lifestyle brand than a performance basketball logo. But that's exactly where the brilliance lies. Nike took a crucial lesson from the Sabrina line. While the shoes sold out instantly, they didn't sell only to athletes. They sold to people who wanted stylish, wearable sportswear. Caitlin Clark's logo is built for t-shirts, hoodies, and jackets meant to live everywhere, not just on the court.
The whole Caitlin Clark thing, why they're pushing this right now, is because the shoe's coming soon. This sneaker is going to be revealed soon. So they said spring. I think they said spring. It's meant to be released, I think, in spring of this year. I think if we're being real, like, she's already done the podcast rounds. She was on the Kelsey's podcast. She was on talking about the shoe. She's been doing plenty of things at Nike, talking about, or playing things with Nike. And there's been so many little things.
This is where Nike's strategy becomes unmistakably calculated. The media blitz happening right now isn't random, it's timed precisely because the shoe reveal is right around the corner. Spring 2025 is the official launch window, and everything is being aligned toward that moment. Caitlin Clark has already made the podcast rounds, including a high-profile sit-down with the Kelsey brothers where she discussed the design process in detail. She's also been a regular presence at Nike's headquarters over the past several months, finalizing key elements of the shoe. There's a reason she ruled out playing in the unrivaled league this year. While she was non-committal last season, she shut it down immediately during the WNBA season this time. Nike needed her schedule completely open for appearances, media commitments, and a tightly coordinated rollout that could become their biggest signature athlete debut in more than a decade.
Curry shit isn't and Steph Curry's coach reposting everything, and Caitlin Clark posting Steph Curry wearing her shoes. There's plenty, because, like, again, her sneakers are literally, they are the most worn, they're the most worn sneakers in the NBA this season. Like, Caitlin's P's have been the most worn sneakers in the NBA. So at the end of the day, like, if it was that big a deal, the NBA players were wearing Caitlin Clark shoes, she would have posted more about it, or, you know, with her sneakers being first and second in the NBA.
Now here's the part that should send shockwaves through every other shoe company. Steph Curry wore Caitlin Clark's player-exclusive shoe. His coach reposted it. And this wasn't a one-off moment staged for publicity. Caitlin Clark's PE line has quietly become the most worn signature shoe in the NBA this season, more than LeBron's, Jordan's, or KD's. NBA players are actively choosing a WNBA player's signature shoe over every other option available. That has never happened in basketball history. When male professional athletes willingly compete in a women's signature shoe, it's not a feel-good headline, it's a seismic shift in how the market truly values women's basketball products.
That Caitlin's everywhere, the shoe is everywhere, and it's going to be Nike's biggest sneaker launch for a new signature athlete, probably since being a signature athlete really matters. Since it hasn't mattered that much. Like, the launch of the Giannis shoe, who's been their best athlete they've had, wasn't that big. Their launch of the Luka shoe, because he was with Jordan Brand. Their launch of even the Bookers, the Jazz, the Kyrie ones, which were great.
This is exactly why this launch matters so much to Nike's entire business model. Signature athletes are an enormous investment, often costing tens of millions of dollars per year for stars like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Devin Booker, or Jason Tatum. The problem Nike has been facing is simple. None of those launches have created a true cultural moment that justifies the price tag anymore. Giannis's signature debut was solid but muted. Luka Doncic's line, even under the Jordan Brand umbrella, failed to break into mainstream conversation beyond hardcore sneaker circles. Even Kyrie's signature shoes, despite being elite performance products, never achieved the mass-market pull needed to validate a signature deal at that scale. Caitlin Clark changes that equation. This isn't just about basketball fans. It's about casual sports followers, women who have never purchased basketball shoes before, and parents buying sneakers for daughters who want to be like Caitlin. Nike isn't just betting on a player, they're betting that signature athletes still matter, but only when they transcend the sport itself.
Like, there's a lot of sports where there's no signature athletes, and Nike are doing just fine in those sports. So I think the true value of a signature athlete is going to come down to Caitlin Clark. I do think Caitlin Clark is going to be I think she's going to be one of the last two female signature athletes. My guess for signature sneaker, is that one of Paige Beckers or Juju Watkins is going to get a signature sneaker. I think both of them are signed to deals. By the way, as far as I'm aware, Juju signed to a bigger deal than Caitlin Clark, but it's not a guaranteed signature sneaker. She's just going to be getting her, she's going to be the face of a line. She's going to be like the face of Nike are going to have like a generic sneaker where she's going to be the face of.
So the real question becomes, what happens next in women's basketball signature deals? Caitlin Clark has hers. Aya Wilson has hers with Nike. Sabrina Ionescu's line has already proven to be a commercial success. Then comes the next generation. Paige Buchers and Juju Watkins are both locked into major endorsement deals, and Juju's contract is actually larger than Caitlin's original agreement. But there's a critical distinction: Juju doesn't have a guaranteed signature shoe. Instead, she's positioned as the face of a broader performance line, similar to how Nike once approached Blake Griffin as a rookie by putting him in the Hyperdunk line rather than giving him a signature shoe. That strategy was a hedge, and in Blake's case, it proved to be the right call. Nike appears to be taking the same calculated approach with Juju. She'll get visibility and exclusive colorways, but not a full signature line, at least not yet. That level of commitment is being reserved for whoever emerges as the bigger cultural force, and right now, based on unrivaled viewership numbers and social media engagement, Paige is steadily making that case.
That happened, and Caitlin's got nothing to do. Aja, Sabrina. I think one of Juju or Paige, whichever one of them ends up being the bigger draw. I think it could very well be Paige. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm looking at unrivaled numbers. I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, nowhere near Caitlin level in terms of hype, but like Paige, there is a level of hype there with Paige. There genuinely is. So I can see that happening. And her getting a signature sneaker, and then like Juju maybe being the face of a generic line, because they have some generic lines as well, because there's so many non-signature athletes and they can't just be over.
What makes the timing of Caitlin Clark's visit to Nike even more fascinating is what's happening around the league right now. The WNBA is deep in CBA negotiations that could potentially shut down the entire 2025 season. Players are openly threatening to sit out, and the League and Players Association are reportedly billions of dollars apart on revenue sharing. And yet, Nike is pushing forward with this launch as if none of that uncertainty exists. That's not accidental. Either Nike knows something the public doesn't, or they're making a calculated bet. If the CBA is resolved by February, there's a strong chance the shoe reveal happens within 48 hours. Nike would want to ride the wave of positive momentum that comes with the league moving forward. But if negotiations stretch into March or April, Nike isn't waiting, they're moving ahead regardless, because they already have a backup plan.
Caitlin Clark situation for her during her rookie season, but hopefully that's all kind of been put to bed, and we get to see the sneaker soon. My guess is that the launch of the Caitlin Clark shoe is going to be sometime in the next. I think we will see what it looks like in the next 6 weeks. I think maybe Nike don't want to announce the shoe and release the shoe during...
That backup plan is international basketball. The FIBA World Cup qualifiers tip off in March, and Caitlin Clark is on Team USA's roster. Even if the WNBA season is delayed or doesn't happen at all, Caitlin will still be competing on a global stage. That's when the shoe reveal happens. She'll debut the sneaker in a Team USA game, Nike will drop the official images at the same time, and pre-orders will go live immediately. It's the same launch blueprint Nike has used for other major signature athletes, except this time, the face of the rollout is a second-year WNBA player. That alone tells you just how much confidence Nike has in Caitlin Clark's ability to move the market.
If the CBA starts dragging into March and April, I think they're going to release the shoe anyway. But the thing is, like, it's one of those things where they would probably want to see Caitlin play in the shoe before it's released worldwide. And Team USA. Oh no, I'm an idiot. It's going. The first time we're going to see it is going to be during World Cup qualifiers. World Cup qualifiers in March when Team USA are playing their first set of games. So they're going to be playing their first set of games, and it's going to be during that. I'm a dumbass. Like, that's obviously when the shoes sneaker is going to be released.
Now let's talk about what went wrong in year one, because the contrast couldn't be more striking. During Caitlin Clark's rookie season, Nike barely promoted her at all. This was the biggest draw in women's basketball history, an athlete pulling nearly 3 million viewers for regular season WNBA games, and yet Nike seemed hesitant to fully acknowledge it. There were no massive billboards, no dominant ad campaigns, no effort to make her the centerpiece of their WNBA marketing. The reason was clear. Nike was afraid of backlash from other players already under contract. Aya Wilson was a Nike athlete. Sabrina Ionescu was a Nike athlete. Breanna Stewart, while signed with Puma, still existed within Nike's broader ecosystem of league relationships. Inside Nike's marketing department, there was an unspoken fear that going all in on Caitlin would alienate everyone else. So they played it safe. They muted her visibility and let her rookie season unfold without fully leveraging her star power. From a business standpoint, it was a catastrophic missed opportunity. But something changed after the season ended. Maybe it was the ratings data proving Caitlin's measurable impact on viewership. Maybe it was the sell-through numbers on her player-exclusive shoes, or maybe it was watching other brands profit from Caitlin-adjacent products while Nike sat on the sidelines. Whatever the trigger, Nike made a decision. This signature shoe launch would be treated like it deserves to be, like a major cultural event, like the arrival of a generational athlete who transcends her sport. And that shift explains everything we're seeing now. That's what this headquarters visit really represents. This is Nike telling the world they're done playing it safe. Caitlin Clark is now front and center, and Nike is openly betting the future of its signature athlete model on her. They understand that some people will be uncomfortable with the disparity in attention, and they're moving forward anyway because the business case is simply too strong to ignore. And the implications stretch far beyond Nike. For years, the WNBA has wrestled with how to market individual stars without creating resentment. The "we're a team league" philosophy wasn't just about solidarity, it was also about fear. Fear that elevating one player too much would fracture the league. Fear that a transcendent star would overshadow everyone else. Fear that the collective identity couldn't survive an individual becoming bigger than the system. Caitlin Clark is forcing that fear into the open. And Nike's handling of this launch is the clearest signal yet that the old model is finished. You can't protect the entire field by hiding your biggest star. You can't protect feelings by muting your most marketable athlete. The market doesn't care about discomfort, it rewards what sells, and Caitlin Clark sells. This shoe launch is poised to become Nike's biggest signature debut since the Kyrie 1, and it may surpass even that. Pre-orders will crash websites. The first colorway will sell out within minutes. Resale prices will spike immediately. And everyone who claimed the WNBA lacked the star power to sustain signature athlete deals will be forced to rethink that position. But here's what makes this moment complicated. Caitlin didn't ask for any of this. She's not demanding to be the face of the league or campaigning for special treatment. She's simply playing basketball at a level that creates organic demand. And yet, she'll carry the weight of the resentment that comes with this visibility. She'll be criticized for taking up too much space, accused of benefiting from privilege, and scrutinized in ways Aya Wilson and Breanna Stewart never were, not because she's done anything wrong, but because her presence disrupts a comfortable narrative the WNBA has lived with for 2 decades. Nike is betting that none of that matters. They're betting that the millions who want Caitlin Clark shoes don't care about internal league politics. They're betting that casual sports fans who've never watched a full WNBA game but know exactly who Caitlin Clark is will spend money on her merchandise. They're betting that the next generation of young girls who see themselves in her will convince their parents to buy the shoes, the jerseys, the gear. So when that shoe drops in March, pay attention not just to the reception, but to the sales numbers. Because if this bet pays off, it changes everything. Not just for Caitlin. Not just for Nike. But for how women's sports athletes are marketed going forward. This is the test case. This is the moment we find out whether a women's basketball player can be marketed at the same level as the biggest male athletes in the world. And based on everything we've seen the reception at Nike headquarters, NBA players already wearing her shoes, I think we already know the answer. The real question is whether everyone else is ready to accept it.